Mantras of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, O Lord, Thy sweetness has entered into my soul, and Thou hast filled all my being with joy. My heart is at peace, my mind is free from impatience, and in all things I rely on Thy will with the smiling confidence of a child. My Lord, every day, in all circumstances, let me repeat with the full sincerity of my heart, may Thy will be done and not mine. With love and blessings is our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother from the Collective Works of our Divine Mother, Volume 15, Topic Sadhana and Life. Subtopic Your Life. Our Divine Mother says, I am asking only for the sacrifice of ignorance, unconsciousness, and the limits of the ego, but
all wants you to serve. She made herself the diligent servant of all, nor spared the labor of broom and jar and well, or close the gentle tending, or to heed the fire of altar and kitchen. No slight task allowed to others that her woman's strength might do.
our Divine Mother says, I am asking only for the sacrifice of ignorance, unconsciousness, and the limits of the ego, but for what a marvelous and incomparable gain. Let your life be useful. Let your life be a constant search for the truth, and it will be worth living. Let all your life be entirely and exclusively governed by the Supreme. Let your highest aspiration organize your life. Keep your aspiration ardent, says our Divine Mother. Keep your aspiration ardent and sincere, and never forget that you are the child of the Divine. It will prevent you from doing anything unworthy of the Divine children. Let me repeat this. Our Divine Mother says, keep your aspiration ardent and sincere, and never forget that you are the child of the Divine. It will prevent you from doing anything unworthy of the Divine children. Our Divine Mother says, all depends on the attitude of each one and on the sincerity of his approach. All depends on an inner attitude, says our Divine Mother. Next subtopic, do the right thing. Our Divine Mother says, if you want to be respected, always be respectable. Do you wish for kindness? Then you be kind. Do you ask for truth? Then be true. Try to do the good and never forget that God sees you everywhere. A good deed is sweeter to the heart than a sweet in the mouth. A day spent without doing a good deed is a day without a soul. Do good for the love of good and not in the hope of a reward. Be good for the joy of being good and not for the gratefulness of others. In nice there is pleasantness, but good is good and can be without pleasantness. There is only one way of being right, but there are many ways of being wrong. All will be all right when you are all right. Let the consciousness, says our Divine Mother, let the consciousness work in you and through you, and everything will become all right. Pray to the Divine Grace to make you do always the right thing in the right way. Always do what you want to be the best, even if it is the most difficult thing to do. Our Divine Mother says, which is the easiest way to forget oneself? Always do the right thing in the right way and at the right moment. Our Divine Mother says, each day, at each moment, we shall aspire to do the right thing in the right way always. It is only when we are not disturbed that we can always do the right thing at the right time and in the right way. It is always the right thing when it is done in the right spirit. Whatever comes to you, if you take it in the right spirit, will turn for the best. Correct moments, all moments under the right inspiration. Turning of wrong moments into right, and extreme goodwill always ready to be transformed. There is a moment when the right attitude comes spontaneously and without effort. Aspiration for the right attitude, energetic, willing, determined, right attitude, simple and open. It is without any complications, says our Divine Mother.
But Satyavan sometimes half understood the unplugged abyss of her deep, passionate want. Yet ever they grew into each other more, until it seemed no power could rend apart, since even the body's walls could not divide. For when he wandered into the forest, oft her conscious spirit walked with him and knew his actions as if in herself he moved. He, less aware, thrilled with her from afar.
Next subtopic, soar high. Our Divine Mother says, our consciousness is like a young bird. It must learn to use its wings. Take your flight towards the heights, so very high, and you will discover the great depths. Let me repeat. Our Divine Mother says, our consciousness is like a young bird. It must learn to use its wings. Take your flight towards the heights, soar very high, and you will discover the great depths. Our Divine Mother says, the day comes when all barriers have fallen within and around us, and we can feel like the bird that opens its wings for an unopposed soar. A being free from all bondages, flying from height to height in a happy seeking for the divine transformation. A resplendent sun rises above the horizon. It is your Lord that comes to you. The whole world awakes and stretches in delight at the contact of His glory. Let me repeat. A resplendent sun rises above the horizon. It is your Lord that comes to you. The whole world awakes and stretches in delight at the contact of His glory. As the earth that heaves and opens, as the tree that grows, as the flower that blossoms, as the bird that sings, as the man that loves, let His light permeate you and radiate in an ever increasing and widening happiness, a happiness steadily moving onwards as the stars move in heaven. Spiritual atmosphere, light, fluid, clear, and transparent, and so clean, says our Divine Mother. Next subtopic, the Divine's help to man. Our Divine Mother says, our thoughts are still ignorant, they must be enlightened. Our aspiration is still imperfect, it must be purified. Our action is still powerless, it must become effective. Our Divine Mother says, listen silently to the order which comes from the Supreme Lord, and you will have the capacity to carry it out. Know what the Divine wants, and you will have the mastery. The inner command is more sure than the mental conception. The reign of reason should not end until the coming of the psychic law which manifests the divine will. Power to reject adverse suggestions, the power which comes from the conscious union with the divine. Wisdom cannot be acquired except through union with the divine consciousness. Integral wisdom that obtained by union with the divine. Like everything that belongs to creation, wisdom is progressive.
House where will and knowledge meet, a mighty voice invaded mortal space.